Good morning, you're very welcome back. Now, Limerick is the first county with a directly elected mayor.
Yeah, to look at his time as mayor so far, plans for the city and recent controversy, we are joined by the Mayor of Limerick, John Moran. John, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really do appreciate it. Now, last week it all kind of blew up because you wrote on your website kind of calling out council members after a meeting where you were meant to be talking about Limerick's corporate plan, and you kind of just went, hold on, I can't do anything with these lads. What is going on between you and the council?
Yeah, look, sometimes I feel like a bus lane, right? In that you put in a new bus lane, everybody decides they want it, and then suddenly people who used to drive down the street realise, not so sure about this, and they all try and get rid of the bus lane again, right? But it works, but it doesn't work unless there's resources with buses and the rest for people to travel on. And what's going on in Limerick is that we're on a new pilot for local government reform. It's a model that effectively you find all across Europe, you find it all across the UK. People watching will probably know Sadiq Khan in London, Andy Burnham up in Manchester. And Limerick chose to do that. About in 2019, it said, look, we're not sure we like the way things are going. We've been given a choice. We want to have a directly elected mayor. And then in 2024, they said, we want to have a directly elected mayor who's not a part of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, not so much because of the parties, but just I think they wanted a natural tension between a person that's full-time in City Hall, working through a mandate that the people gave him, and the councillors who were supposed to control that.
OK. So you are an independent, you've kind of a previous history in law and finance.
And then general, working behind the scenes in government, yeah.
Have come into this area. Why is it not working? Because the people of Limerick have elected to do this. They wanted to see change. Why have you not been able to, or why has it been difficult?
Yeah, well, the first thing, just to take up that, I think it is working, right? I mean, the first thing is that there's an awful lot of attention on Limerick now, which is one of the things you need to be a successful city. And it's not for the bad reasons, it's for positive reasons. We're the only directly elected mayor. In the last number of days, I've been getting messages from mayors all across Europe. Mayors tend to stick together. You know, they realise the problems they have.
Well, is this the problem, is that the councils and the councillors stick together as well?
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you look at what's happening in Limerick, the fact that there is the role of mayor has made a difference, right? We were talking earlier about the Dublin International Film Festival. It was the mayor's role, the mayoral programme, that was able to allow that new movie to actually get done. We were talking about stuff like the buildings down in the Opera Centre, the flood protection in around Kings Island, the road to Moran, the bypass to Adair. These are all things that a mayoral role helps to move along and unblock. Now, that said, you're right that not everything is working perfectly. It's not all sunshine and roses. And some of that goes down to allocation of resources, the ability to pull levers. And as the role was created, people identified some of these problems and told the government that you have to do things slightly differently for it to work really well. And we're now looking at those and analysing them harder.
And the Midwest region is a region, socio-economically, is one of the worst off in Ireland. We've got issues with our hospitals, as we know, because there's the university hospital that takes in all of these areas, and so many hospitals have closed down. We know that this isn't new, but when it comes to Limerick, there's been a 3.1 million overspend on the O'Connell Street revitalisation project. That is something, as someone from Limerick, that people are going mad about for years. There was also another thing, that bringing back empty council houses to a livable state. It was costing 51,000 per unit, where the national average is 31,000 per unit. And I know you did an awful lot of work on. And we were at the top of the table for bringing houses back, but we were overspending. This is what people are worried about. That the money is over, like the budget is over. There are serious issues with budget.
No, but you're absolutely right to point this out, right? And if you look at the council meetings, and it's one of the reasons why I've issued a statement saying, let's have recording of council meetings so people can see what's discussed. A year ago, I tried to raise the issues of the overspend because it was in a year before the election as directly elected mayor. O'Connell Street, as you know, was finished before the mayor was even elected. The audit committee papers identified that issue. These are all the issues that directly elected mayors are elected to, first of all, be in place every day to actually look at them, but to identify and talk about them. And that's not been happening. And that's some of the transition that we need to go through. I mean, what you've mentioned, in fact, the overspend in O'Connell Street is actually larger than that.
It is,
you know, when you look at it. The design of O'Connell Street was something that I fought against. In fact, in many ways, I wouldn't be sitting here as the mayor unless I hadn't done that, because that's what created a momentum in Limerick for doing things differently. And what we know is that in Limerick, people have said, look, you know, we're not happy with the way things are working. We want change. That doesn't mean that it leaves anybody behind. Everybody can come on that journey. But it will mean doing things differently, and it will mean that certain people end up saying, well, hang on. I mean, if you look at the front of the newspapers today, right, the fact that the minister is upset that there's not zoning done in local authorities across the country, so am I. But going back to Tommy's question, one of the difficulties in the way things are set up in Limerick is that the mayor, even if I went back to Limerick in the train in a couple of hours' time and said, let's move 10 or 15 people onto that, get it done quickly, I can't do that because that's not a power the mayor has been given. You don't have that lever. And while we're actually quite well advanced on that, and we've said we want to do more zoning in Limerick, and I've done a report, it shows that housing in Limerick is not being delivered fast.
Can I just ask, because this is a real frustration for all of us lay people who are going, what is going on? I know government is meant to be boring, right? But the levers of power, how can't you go to the Director General, Pat Daly, because it seems like there is an issue between the two of you, these are from all the reports, and go, help me out here?
Well, I can't. I can go and help me out, but he's supposed to do what's necessary to allow the functions of the mayor and the functions of that he has himself and the operating stuff that we do and the priorities of the council. But at the end of the day, he's the one that has been given the authority to decide where to put resources. And look, even Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael know that you can't have two Taoiseachs, right? It's a rotating Taoiseach. You know, and that's really, in some ways, the difficulty with the way.
So is that where it is? You and the Director General? Is that where the issue is?
It's not a personality issue. It's that we each have our own priorities, right? Statutorily, and the question comes when you actually go in to work in the morning. Where do you focus your efforts? I'm focusing my efforts on the things that I believe the people ask me to do. He's got alternative things to focus on, but then you get attention about. So which and where do you get staff? And so I've agreed a budget, for example, with the councillors in last October, but I would have liked to have known exactly what was happening this year. And that hasn't been historically how local authorities have worked. They tend to start the new year and work out what are we going to do this year. People who are listening to this in business will know that you work out the year before what you're going to do for the following year.
Listen, you said last week that you've been advised to walk away. And as you said, having two bosses not agreeing on everything doesn't seem to work. Do you think a directly elected mayor is the way to go then if this is what they're going to be coming up against? What should other counties do?
Absolutely. And I think that's what's nice about the government. I mean, the government has said they'd do a review in 3 years. At the time, even around the time of the election, I said it should be done after a year. Like, you know what's working or not working after a year. Why delay it, right? And I'm really happy that the Taoiseach has come out and said, look, we need to look at the balance between unelected officials and politicians. We need to look at what the review is saying. And I think with respect to the councillors, I mean, I think it's important. A lot of people have picked up that the councillors are up against the mayor. The majority of the councillors are working fabulously well with the mayor. Like, I was having calls all weekend, working out priorities. I'm out to Kilmallock this Friday. I'm out to Kilfinnan with projects that councillors out there want to actually deliver.
So it's not councillors, it's more the DG.
There are councillor issues, let's not pretend that, and that's why I took to writing the blog, because I've been dealing with these issues for 16, 18 months, and people are frustrated because they're not getting delivery, like you said. They're trying to work out what's wrong. And I really welcome this debate about where we are and what things we can improve, because we all want Limerick to do well. I mean, I think ultimately the mayors across the world will always say, if you put place before politics, that's how you move forward, right? And the great thing about a mayor, which is why I'm so passionate about the idea, is we worry a lot about termism in politics, right? But a mayor is building a place that they want to live in for the rest of their life. And that's different to ministers. And that's why every decision you make, every frustration that the people have is shared by me, but also every success that we have is a shared success.
We'd love to hear from you, whether you're from Limerick or not, what you make of this directly elected mayors, because it's certainly something that's going to be talked about more around the country. And if you're from Limerick, what do you make of what Mayor John Moran said? 0896 111 111, Mayor of Limerick.
And listen, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm sure it'll be a debate we'll be continuing for the next couple of weeks. I really appreciate the time.
If you and Pat Daly want to come in, we can do the mediation here if you want on the couch.
More than happy to do it. John, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.